I can kind of see what's going on. But what are we doing today, Michael?
Well, drag challenge has been cancelled, so the fair lane is no longer the priority of the century for us anymore. So we figured, why don't we shift it up a little bit and spend a little bit of time away from that thing, because we have been spending a lot of time on that, and go back to Old Faithful. Specifically, there's one thing that this car's been missing now. The sniper's on it, it's running good, the gearbox is great, doing everything it should be doing. There's just one thing that's been letting it down, and that is, Nathan?
The diff.
The diff. It has got a single pegger in it, and we've found that out a fair bit lately. Ever since we've got a little bit more horsies up front, she's been a little bit single pegger happy. Even trying to do 0 to 100 tests and stuff like this, trying to get off the line properly, it doesn't really work all that well.
No, it just pegs out.
Spin one wheel.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd fix that problem by LSD.
I mean, it's no 9-inch, but it'll cope.
So I got this diff off Facebook Marketplace. Thank you to Brenton who spotted this pretty quickly. And it is a Sailsbury 10 bolt with a factory LSD 308 gears in it, I believe, is what I'm told. It came out of a car that was damaged in an accident, so he basically this guy parted it out. That's as much as I know about it. He told me it's good, and like you know, always know, you trust everybody off Facebook Marketplace. So it's gonna be good, we hope. Otherwise we're gonna put it in, it's probably gonna be like... It's in okay condition. It's a little rough around the edges. It needs a good cleanup and a paint job, which Nathan's very excited about. But yeah, it should be fine. I believe this one's out of like a HZ, or at least above a HQ, because it has the factory brackets welded to the axles for a rear sway bar, whereas mine have just like got big clamps around it, like a big U-shaped clamp. Yeah, hopefully it fits. I don't know if it's a straight swap or not.
I guess we'll find out.
Yep.
They are based off the same chassis, so...
Yeah, they should be okay.
I'm pretty sure the HZ had the radial tuned suspension.
Yeah, but I think that's only up front. We need to replace the bushes here because they're pretty much cactus. So I've got a couple of bushes for that, which I got through Burson. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Oh, and we're going to swap all my brake gear onto this. Have you ever tried to put together drum brakes before? Neither have I, and I think it's pretty tricky.
Ugh.
So I think we'll just do one at a time so we can use one side as like a diagram.
Yeah, okay.
But hello, Loki. But yeah, I'm excited. This is the last thing to the puzzle, I think, to make this car pretty awesome.
It really is.
And then I want to take it to a wet skid pan day and just do circles.
I don't think they do them anymore.
Don't they?
No, they do real skid pan days.
Yeah, well, I don't have enough power to do real skid pan days.
Exactly.
Maybe we'll do like they do with the drift trucks, and we'll put PVC over the back wheels.
Yeah.
And we'll just do it that way. What's the track on it? Heavy. How's this? A little bit of sun.
I know. It'll be gone in a bit.
That's one sway bar. I wonder if that's bigger than the one that I've got now.
That's what I'm just wondering. That's what I was just looking at. Is it the same?
We could measure it, I suppose. Get the vernier out. It'll be the same, I reckon.
Ooh.
Oh no, that looks bigger.
It's bigger and it doesn't hang like this one does below the diff. It hugs the casing.
No, you've got it upside down. Flip it around the other way, yeah. Look where the...
Oh, I do. Oh, it does look bigger though, doesn't it? So 16?
Yeah.
Ooh! 19!
Ooh!
Upgrades. Now we should paint it white and put a white line sticker on it. Because it's upgraded. White line. Alright, so what's next? Soak that in degreaser. Start getting this out.
Yep.
This is the spanner for the drive shaft bolts.
He's all over it. It's got a good spray distance.
It does.
Oh, you just degreased the...
I didn't see them there. So this is the shit we use to take the glue off stickers when they leave glue.
Agent Orange? That's a completely different thing.
Oh, I haven't used this before. Bowden's own Orange Agent. Usually I use my absolute weapon of mass destruction degreaser.
It burns your
That's
nostrils.
not watered down.
It burns your nostrils.
that burns your nostrils and burns your eyeballs. But you'll be alright. But we're going to give Orange Agent a try, eh? I can't wait to sand this and paint it.
Wait, you think I'm going to sand this?
Yeah, we have to sand it.
That's what he thinks.
Wait, how clean do you want this? Because I'm going to like go full right into it and you're going to be like, just spray over it.
Have you seen my old one? My theory is if you paint thick enough, it creates a seal over the dirt, and then the dirt just becomes one,
Fair
and
enough.
it strengthens the diff.
Okay, fair enough.
You know how guys weld braces onto their diffs and like channels and stuff like that to strengthen it? I
Yeah.
just paint over dirt.
And that's the channel of strengthening.
Yeah, and this car came from Echuca, so it's got that good authentic Echuca dirt in it. And Echuca dirt's pretty strong.
Oh, that's funny.
We could rush this and see how quickly we get this out swapped over, but we're taking our time today. It's a nice day, the sun's out. Might as well enjoy it a little, eh?
That's it. Alright, well, I'm already going to just say something now. Shotgun, not doing the brake lines. I do not want brake fluid down my armpit.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. This reminds me of when we were doing the diff on the LSQ.
Yeah.
Just not quite as a fancy install.
Because they can hang by the shock. Do you want to talk about it?
Oh, that's taken off a lot of skin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see it from here.
I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it. Give me a minute. Oh, I got both hands, that's good.
He's going to be in ICU for a few days. I'm surprised you're back.
You thought that was it for me?
Yeah.
It's alright. Everything's all good. I've got the thumbs up.
That was funny. I reckon I'm taking this drive shaft out so many times.
There it goes. Nathan's here. Yeah, good call. Do you know the other thing I'm noticing though?
What?
I reckon those holes in those shocks over there is flogged out.
Oh, yeah. Does, doesn't it?
Because I looked at it before.
Oh, they are flogged out.
16 mil.
And this is where our day goes from an easy diff swap
To a not so easy diff
to a not so easy diff swap.
Alright, so we've come up with our first typical problem that we come across. See these here? How they're nice and circular and they are about 13 mil or whatever it's going to be, half inch. And this bolt goes through nicely and does everything it should. Let me show you this new diff. This new diff, not so good. You can see it's probably had a loose bolt at some stage, so it's just basically rattled itself loose and ovaled the hole. So now that's about 13 mil, this is about 16 mil, that one's about 15 mil, that one's not as bad. But we can't put the diff back in like this because it's just going to get worse and you'll end up having knocking and stuff in the suspension, we assume. We thought about you can just cut the hole like this off that diff and weld it into place here, but by doing that we would then ruin that diff. And I still don't know whether this is a good diff. So I don't really want to be ruining that when I don't know if this is any good. So what we were thinking of doing, we got this little bit of tube and we're going to use it like a sleeve. We're going to drill this out and then sit this in there and then weld it into place and clean the top off and whatever and make it flush. The only problem is this is about 16.5 mil or whatever it is, or 17.5 mil. We don't have a drill bit big enough to do that today, so I'm going to have to go down to the shop to get some. And we'll drill it out tomorrow and weld that in place. But we'll keep going with the rest of it, strip out the rest of the diff and get that diff out, and then we can just do this tomorrow. We can probably still get this painted and do that later. Like it's only just this area here we're going to be working on. So it still should be okay. We'll make it work one way or another. I think I knew they look.
Let's go!
Who needs Loctite when you've got dirt? Echuca dirt.
Oh shit, handbrake.
Stop. Yeah, there's a handbrake on this.
Did you just realise that at the same time as me?
I was like, why is it stopping?
I don't even know how to take the handbrake off there.
There we go. Alright.
Now we can take this out. Your arm out. Alright, now, when it gets to about here, we lift and go to the bench.
Oh my god, I can't. Over the gibble, don't crash the gibble. Over the gibble, Kenny. Oh. Woo! Why is that one so much heavier? So, we're going to take some time to clean this up before we go any further with stripping that diff, because there's every chance that we might come across more issues with this and realise that this is a wasted effort. Just had some lunch, and now we need to figure out our next problem for the day is the top bushes in that diff are pretty much mangled. You can see they're pretty worn out and they're rubber and pretty shitty. So I've got some polyurethane ones. These are from Super Pro, just got them through Burson, and we need to replace them. So to do that, we need to figure out how we're going to press them in and also get them out as well too. But we need to make up a tool. We don't have anything to get it out. So what we're thinking we're going to do is we're going to use some of our trusty 2.5-inch exhaust pipe again. And we're going to put a cap on it at the end and a bolt, sort of like what I've got here basically. Put a nut on the end of it so I can put a bolt through it. We don't have any all threads, we're just trying to use what's on hand at the minute. And we're going to sit that on there so then we can put a plate on the other end of this new bushing when we've got it and pull it in. That's the plan anyway. So we need to make something up and then we'll try and get that one out and the new one's in.
Alright, so we've got some thick 8mm, 10mm.
It's thick enough for what we're doing.
Thick enough. So what we're going to do is it's going to have a hole and a nut welded on the back of it, and then some 2.5-inch pipe to cup over the bush. So I just got to drill a hole through this.
Yep.
Without a pedestal drill.
Yeah, we really need to get a pedestal drill.
Slow and steady wins the race. I'm going to be here for ages. Not going to lie. Alright, so plates are now drilled out. This one's not as thick as that one, but that's alright. Now we've just got to weld a nut to the back of it, so then we have a bolt on this side and it can obviously squish and pull.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll weld that. Alrighty, you ready to burn? Okay, I think she's burnt in. Oh, that's hot, yeah.
I bet that's hot. How hot, real hot.
I hope this works.
Alright, so here's our setup. We'll see how it goes. We don't have any all thread, so we're just going to have to keep adding spaces when we run out, but we'll know pretty much straight away if this doesn't work. Well, it's squishing the rubber.
I'm not seeing any movement though.
Something just popped.
Yep, I think we just stripped the bolt.
Do you reckon? Yep.
Oh.
Yep, but that wasn't at the end.
We didn't even get to the end.
Right.
Rightio, well, looks like we're in for some strife. Why didn't we just have it from the beginning?
Yeah, but see, now it's going to get hard because it's jammed up here, but what that's telling me is that we could just cut the, because it's mushroomed a bit, so it's going to be hard to get out now, but if we just cut that off, it'll pull through, so.
No.
Let's do it again. Hey! That was easy.
Holy shit.
Hey, my God. That took a lot of grinding and bashing and hammering. And our nice paint job is no longer nice. All right, well, it's out. We've got to stop for today, but can't pick it up because it's pretty hot, but you can see how much we've mangled it trying to get it out. Anyway, they're out now. All right, until tomorrow.
Till tomorrow.
All right, day 2 of what should have been a 1-day build. So we finally managed to get these bushes out. If anyone knows a cool trick to get these out, which is nice and simple, please let us know.
This was the cool trick that everyone says.
Yeah.
This was the forum trick.
And we bent it trying to get it out. So anyway, today we're going to get these in. So to do that, we're going to use our tool again, I hope. We're going to try anyway. I have bought some old thread now because when we tried doing it with these shitty bolts from a puller set that we got, we absolutely munted them in no time at all. They didn't last a second. So hopefully this lasts a little bit longer than that did. And we're going to try and pull it in.
But we've stuck them in the freezer, haven't we?
Yeah, so these ones, this one here is actually the one that we're using. It's just that the kit that I bought came with extras, I think, to do the rest of the car as well. We're not doing that, we're only just doing these top ones. So we've had the other two that we're actually using in the freezer overnight because we figured we'd just leave them in there. So they've been simmering away. Well, not simmering away, cooling away.
Cooling away.
Yeah, cooling away. It's like jelly. It's just, you know, you gotta leave jelly set overnight.
Yeah.
Setting, they've been setting.
Ah, there you go.
So we're pretty much ready to try and push these in. So we're gonna make up our jig or our tool now. I'll cut this all thread to the right length. And then we'll go get those out of the freezer, I think 1 by 1, and we'll see if we can get this to work. Plenty of thread. Easy as that, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, cold.
I bet it would be cold.
It's real cold.
Oh shit. This is where shit gets broken.
Big Bertha's coming out.
We're using Old Faithful. Oh wait, we haven't had it that long. We're using New Faithful. Who needs a press?
Yeah.
Whoa. So now our issue is that it's hit the back where it needs to be pressed through. So that's where our cup comes in.
Stop spinning!
It's almost there.
I know it's almost there.
Another 10 mil. Nah, she's struggling.
I think we need a new nut on the end of this because I'm pretty sure she's done. Alright, this is Homemade Tool version 3. This is the no longer stuffing around tool. I've cannibalized the harmonic balancer puller that we've had sitting around, which was broken anyway. And this is working by the looks of it. We'll see how it goes. I'm worried that we've damaged the urethane. You can see how much it's squishing, but we've got no choice at this stage. We're committed. It is pulling in though.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if we killed the urethane. Hopefully not. See how tough this urethane really is, huh? Man, this has been a task. I don't want to do this again. Oh, that's perfectly fine.
Looks fine to me.
You can see I bent back that lip there a little bit because I tried doing it with the inside of a bearing race, which is just a little bit too big to try and stop pushing on that urethane. Turns out I should have just pushed on the urethane because it would have worked anyway. Anyway, that's in now.
Hey, uno más.
That's one. Now we just got to do number 2. Shoulder press. Come on. Don't you want to go home? Well, that was a lot easier. Just needed the right equipment from the very beginning. Let's hope we didn't break the urethane again. It's taken us all morning just to put these in. Man, what a job. That's not fun. So this is our next problem for the day. We were talking about yesterday how these are flogged out and we need to fix that obviously, otherwise the shock is just going to bounce around. So what we're going to do is we've got these sleeves. We're going to drill these out to suit this sleeve, slip the sleeve in, weld the sleeve into place, and then grind it flat and basically fix the hole. So now we need to drill this out. So that's 15 mil. So I reckon we'll make it what, 13 mil? And then we'll just around it.
Yeah.
We should be good to go.
Yep.
Alright. And then we just fill that edge with weld. After that.
Yeah, that's mid. Mate, this thing's gonna handle like a freaking Pro Touring car. You know, we've got new bushes, we've got no play in the shocks, we've got a bigger sway bar.
A bigger sway bar. We're really up in the game here.
Holy cool. She definitely needs to be drilled out.
Yeah. Back end is welded up. Grind that, drill that, move on.
Yeah.
Alright.
Fixed. Looks like it wasn't even like that, eh?
Hackshop Diff restoration services right here. Yeah. Lovely. Mint. So we'll paint that over.
Yep.
You're only supposed to spray that little bit. Alright. Time to do some brakes.
Yep, brakes and brake lines.
Yep. And then we're just about ready to put it in.
Yeah.
Alright, ready, set, go. Alright, get the drum off.
Oh my god, I got no idea, man, with brake drums.
Neither do I. Where do we even begin?
I don't even know.
Alright, start pulling stuff off. Oh. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Where'd that go? There we go. So these are good. Alright, that was easy. Alright, we have one clean. Seriously? Time to
Assemble.
how put all this back on.
Yeah, I'll do the hard part.
Thanks for taking care of that hard part. Don't know how I would have done it without
brake.
you. Alright, let's do the rest.
Yeah. Holy dooly.
Did we just put some brake sets together? Hell yeah! Now let's do it all again. Wow, that's my first set of drum brakes that I've ever done. Okay, so we've mastered the art of putting together drum brakes.
So now we're going to do the other side blind.
We've had some lunch for those playing at home. It was a chicken roll with chips and nuggets.
So now we've done that side. So now we're going to remove this side and put it onto this.
So we need to make brake lines up. We have two options. We can either use the old shitty brake lines and clean them all up, but they're kind of mangled. So we're going to make up our own. We've got a couple of fittings that we've got laying around. We've got a little bit of copper nickel pipe. It's not pure copper. I know when we did the LSQ episode, everyone was freaking out saying that we've used copper. It's not pure copper, so it is legal. It is like a copper nickel mix or something like that. So it's legal. Trust us. I looked into it because I freaked out after we did the LSQ. Anyway, we're gonna have a crack at making our own. And luckily we have this fancy smancy bender from Raceworks. Not bender, flairer. So we're gonna use this. Operation 1 for 3/16 is this one. And then operation 2 for 3/16 is this one. Lovely. Oof. How's that for a double olive?
Nice.
And my nut is down here. So we're all good. I wish we had that when we were doing the LSQ.
I know. We struggled so badly, didn't we?
With that shitty fillet tool that we did have.
We didn't have any leaks, but it was just really sucky.
Yeah, really sucky. This diff venture definitely escalated, didn't it?
It did. Oh well. Just gonna get a brand new rear end.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, it looks good.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah? Alright, let's chuck it in. Go up.
That's actually pretty clean. Look, I don't know much about diffs, but it looks alright to me. Like, there's no chunks out of it, I can tell you that much. It really doesn't look like it's done a lot of work, to be honest. Cleaned up, already cleaned the gasket. Look at that. Looks legit. Only a little bit oily. I'm pretty happy with that though. Alright, she's ready to go. Brakes are bled, handbrake is adjusted. So now we're pretty much ready to test it out and see how she goes.
Yeah.
Well, so far it feels good.
Well, it moved.
Yeah. I really want to test it.
Well, what happened on our drive, Michael?
You gotta laugh at these things. If you don't laugh at these things, you're just gonna cry. So we went for probably a lap around the block, and then I'm like, brake pedal feels funny. Feels like we got like no pedal at all. So we thought, well, we better check that out. Seems like we just bled the rear brakes. That's probably the problem. Turns out that's not just a problem. I don't know if you can see in the camera, but
Yep, I
see
can
how
see
all
it.
this is wet. Turns out our master cylinder shit itself, and it's leaking out the back of the master cylinder. So no drive for us today. Unfortunately, it's the weekend now. Nothing's open, so we can't go get one. So we're gonna have to put this on hold to go for a drive. It's just one of those things, you know. So we'll take this for a drive another day. We'll get it out and give it a good test drive on a private road, maybe.
Yeah.
Does anyone know of a wet skid pan that we can use? Not dry. I haven't got enough power for dry, and I'm going to break a T5 if I try it now. That's my concern about this being LSD now. A lot more stress than that old T5. Anyway, sorry guys. Sorry we can't go for a drive. It is what it is. Car building. That's what it is. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's been it was a good build.
No, it was a good quick one. Took a while, but
yeah, that diff definitely took a lot more work than we were expecting. There's a lot more to it than we were expecting. Fixing, you know, the shock mounts and then getting those bushes in at the top. Now that we know how to do all that, and we rebuilt drum brakes for the first time as well too, so
yeah,
we're pretty stoked on that. The good thing is we managed to go around the block and the diff is dead quiet by the sounds of it. Couldn't hear a peep out of it. Honestly, it probably sounds better than my old diff sounded like. There's no woo you come off the gears at all, so that's a positive. Big thank you to Burson for helping us out with getting parts for this thing as well too, because we'd been doing this day by day. And we'd be calling them saying we need sway bar bushes and stuff like that. specific size, they don't have them in stock. All right, we'll have them for you tomorrow morning, like within less than 24 hours. They're at the shop for us, so big thank you to Burson for that. Also, make sure you head up to hackshopgarage.com.au to check out our range of stickers, which you can buy now, which helps us out heaps. There's a new sticker as well too, which we released only last week. Word of the day, we said word of the day, see if you can find it. If you found it, as always, we'll send out a sticker pack to 2 people that find it. And until we see you in the next episode, when hopefully we'll be driving this. Actually, to be honest, we're probably doing something else. We've got other things that we've got to work on, but we'll get a drive of this soon.
Yeah, we'll just throw the drive of this in with another episode.
Yeah, probably, because we just want to do one burn. I mean, just want to go for one drive, and we're done. So, anyway, until we see you next one, have a cool one, guys. What do you think? You ready to go on an LSD trip?
Did you ever, like, we was working on the car with your old man, right? And he gave you the world's shittest bolt to undo, right? And all you could do was use the open end side, and it was just...
Yeah.
And he was like, what's bloody taking you down there so long? What's taking you so long? What? And then you'd be like, well, you gave me the worst bolt.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't done it in like 5 seconds. And then he comes, and then he goes... and takes it off after you've spun, like, a metre worth of bolt off.
But I'm into...
Cobweb up there.
Is there?
It's just been painted over. Look.
Yeah, that's patina. It's keeping originality, mate.
Come as you were. So we're going to have to pull it as we come down. We're going to go.
How? You look like you're gearing up for like a Dragon Ball Z move.
This sounds like the Ford locking system. When you lock your doors.
All that onto that.
Actually, no. We've got to get all that onto that.
Ah! Oh. 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 Oh no. Where did that come from?
I've got no idea.
If you've ever wanted to watch 2 people try and figure out on the fly how to do drum brakes, you're watching it right now. What? 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 Word of the day. What?
Oh.
What? It's true though. Whenever you've been back in a trailer, it's always just like, come on, keep going. Whoa! There's no heads up. There's no like.
It's not. You're close.
You're getting close. You've got to just go. Whoa! I said, whoa! What are you doing?
Whoa! Stop.
Yeah.